All right, good day. It's good to have you here again on English with Techno Channel. Today we're going to look at another round of exciting English vocabularies. All right, these are keywords that every English language user should be familiar with. Let's get right to it. Number one, we have a verb known as beguile. Beguile. All right. Now, the word beguile has synonyms such as the word chant, the word enchant, the word seduce, and the word hoodwink. To beguile simply means to deceive a person. It also means to tempt, to lure, to entice. Okay? It equally means to captivate, to enthrall. All right, and a word we call bewitch. Excellent. Number two, we have the word, you could call it sinecure or you could call it sinecure. Okay, that's just an extra for those of us who love to pronounce words as they ought to be pronounced. Okay, so this is sinecure or you say sinecure. Now, what does that mean? Um, The word sinecure simply means something that it's used to describe something that you don't have to, exert yourself so much, all right, but you make quite a good amount of profit from it. You see that now? So a sinecure is used to describe anything that comes easy to you without your having to expend much energy or strength. Do you see that now? Excellent. Now, sinecure will have synonyms like the word or the expression rather, it's a phrase, a walk in the park. Now, when you say something is a walk in the park, it means it is easy, it is stress free, all right, it is unstressful. You see that now? Good. So we have other words like dodul, a soft option, and something we call a bladge. Excellent. Number three is a word we call voluble. Voluble. You see that now? Okay, now the word voluble is an adjective, and in the use of the English language, adjectives are mainly for description. Okay, now the word voluble is used to describe something that is full of words. Okay, now when we describe a person as voluble, such a person is said to be talkative. All right, to be talkative is to be garrulous. To be garrulous is to be loquacious. You see that now? All right, such a person has what we call the gift of the gab. That's an idiom. The gift of the gab. And we have another expression known as to be gabby. Yes, it means you are talkative. We will have other words like you can see here, words like prattling and a word called verbose. Okay, so when you read a voluble text, for example, it means it contains a lot of words. Yes, so we could also have a synonym called wordy. 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 Excellent. Number four is a word we know as sordid. All right, sordid is used to describe anything that is, dishonest, dishonorable, disreputable. It's also used to describe things that are corrupt, venal, immoral. So we have synonyms like vile, we have synonyms like sleazy, we have synonyms like foul, and then we have a word known as tawdry. Excellent. Number five, we have a word called recluse. Okay, now a recluse is a noun. Yes, it may sometimes be used as an adjective to describe persons, but a recluse is a noun in this case. So a recluse is simply a person who lives a disciplined life. That's a recluse. A recluse is one who lives an isolated life, away from the society, away from others. A recluse could also be a person who subscribes to puritanical beliefs and practices. All right. So that is why we have synonyms here like a santon, a hermit, an ascetic person. Ascetic is to be strict, to be harsh, to be straight laced. That's a disciplinarian. And we have something called a marabout. You see that now. You could also have synonyms like a monk or even a nun. Yes, a nun or a monk. Excellent. Number 6, we have the word retaliate. All right. To retaliate simply means to get back at a person, all right, or to get even, or to settle accounts. These are all phrases with figurative meaning or connotations. Now, to retaliate simply means to do something, all right, to somebody who has done something to you. You see that now? That's retaliate. So you could simply say revenge, all right? Then we have expressions like fight back, hit back, and what we call a counter attack. You see that now? Excellent. Before we go on, I'll need you to please note that these words you see, sometimes examiners may test your knowledge of their spellings. Please know how they are spelled. Do not just study the synonyms below them. Know the spellings of each individual word on the board. Thank you very much. Okay. Number 7, we have a word known as pastiche. Pastiche. All right. Pastiche is used to describe usually works of art or music, okay, that is meant to imitate someone else's work. All right. That's a pastiche. You see that now? Good. So we could have other synonyms for pastiche, like the word parody, imitation, pasticho, and what we call a takeoff. Okay, so pastiche is just an imitation, a copy. Yes, something designed to, mimic or to be a replica of an original work. Excellent. Number 8 is the word we call codul. All right. Please note that this word we call codul is different from this word. Okay, cuddle. All right. Now, the cuddle with an O means to pamper. Yes, to over pamper a person. That is to handle them with care, to treat them as though they were delicate, they were fragile, easily broken, just like you handle an egg. Okay, so we have other words like corset, indulge, and even the verb we call mother. You know, the word mother is not only a noun, it's also a verb. It means to treat a person with so much care and attention. All right. Now, the word cuddle, on the other hand, is usually a long embrace or a long hug. Yes, that is meant to, probably offer emotional support to a person. All right. So for the word cuddle, we could have words like grasp, hold, embrace, smooch, and so on. The synonyms are numerous. Okay, so please do not mix these words up. All right, they have distinct meanings. Excellent. Number 9 is the word we call extenuating, from the word extenuate. To extenuate means to reduce the intensity of something negative. Yes. All right. So we have synonyms like lessen, justify. We also use extenuate in relation with law. Yes. Okay. When I say or do something or offer evidence that reduces the offense of a person, yes, I have actually extenuated, all right, that person or the case. All right. You see that? So we have words like justify, mitigate, vindicate, tempering. All right. So to vindicate can also have a synonym we call exonerate. We could have other words like acquit, absolve. You absolve a person of their charges. That is the charges leveled against them. Excellent. The last word for today, okay, not the last, I have a bonus word for us. Number 10 is the word callous. Okay, callous. Please note, whenever you want to say second to the last, or what we call last but one, we use an English word called penultimate. Yes, all right, because too often I think many an English language user um, uses the expression last but not the least, second to the last, and some of these expressions have become cliche, that is overused, and they have lost their effect. Hence, I would advise you replace such usage with the word penultimate, or you say penultimately. Okay, excellent. So, penultimately, we have the word callous. To be callous is to be unsympathetic. That is, you lack care, you lack sympathy, you are unemotional. You see that now? Yes. You do not show empathy towards people. So we have synonyms like to be uncaring, unsympathetic, heartless, cruel, ruthless, uncharitable. So we could also have a word like unkind and something we call inhospitable. Excellent. Now the last word for today, which is our bonus word, is the word perspicacious. Perspicacious. To be perspicacious is used to describe a person that is smart. Yes, it means you are open to understanding things. It means you have insight into a matter, into different things. So such a person is clear-sighted, open-eyed, such a person is shrewd, such a person is intelligent, such a person is keen-eyed, keen-witted, quick-witted, and so on. Such a person equally is wise, and we say sagacious. All right. So with this, we have come to the end of this Lexis ride. I will advise at this point that you attempt to make sentences with any of the words on your screen that you find really exciting. You know, it could be possible not all words get you in the mood, but if there is a particular word on the board that you are excited about learning, kindly make a sentence with that word in the comment section. Thank you for joining Techno.